I'm so excited to see everybody here, and the excitement that you feel is mirrored also by the council and by the staff to be here with you today to bring you this exciting project. For those of you who don't know, I'm Doug Hewitt, the city manager of this great city, and it is my pleasure to be here with you again this morning as we pass the key of this exciting project. In just a moment, I will introduce our elected officials here, starting with my city council, and I also see some members of the county commission and some of our state delegation here as well. But before that, I'd like to go back in time with you. Projects like this just don't happen. When I was going back through my memory banks, and I've been here with the city on and off since 2004, I realized that we first dreamed of a day center back in 2008 and 2009. How many city staff members or elected officials were in their positions or similar positions in 2008 and 2009? Well, not many people remember this, but there was a nationwide effort to end homelessness. And so all communities across the state and across the country were developing 10-year plans to end homelessness. And guess what the #1 recommendation was for the City of Fayetteville and the County of Cumberland, who did the 10-year plan together? Anyone? A day resource center. That was the #1. The other recommendations from that study were also for us to provide funding for affordable housing, as well as for us to try to create additional housing resources. And I think that with what the mayor will share with you in just a moment, you'll see that the City of Fayetteville is working not only for today, but we're also reaching back and fulfilling the plans that we had going back in 2008 and 2009 as well. But again, I'd like to first start by acknowledging my city council who is here, Mayor Mitch Colvin, Mayor Pro Tem Johnny Dawkins, Councilmember Kathy Jensen, Councilmember DJ Hare, Councilmember Derek Thompson, Councilmember Dino Hondros, Councilmember Courtney Banks McLaughlin, Councilmember Shaquilla Ingram, Councilmember Mario Benavente, and I may be missing someone else. If so, I will tell you that they will be here in just a moment as well. I'd also like to say I see Vice Chairman Glenn Adams in the back. And I also see Dr. Francis Jackson, Representative. Thank you so much for all of you for being here. Again, today we're here to pass the keys to a contractor who will take us to the next step. We're taking another major step towards this facility opening to the public and working towards our long-term goals of addressing homelessness and those people who are at risk of becoming homeless. After listening to the community and again fulfilling our 10-year plan to end homelessness, there was a desire to establish another long-term plan to address homelessness, and the City Council, working with the state, approved plans to build and construct this day resource center that previously, many of you may remember, was the Rock Shop. I don't know how many of you came here when it was the Rock Shop, but on the day that we took possession of the building and we walked through, it does not look anything like it does today. And it is just absolutely amazing that the work that we've been able to do with Muta Construction, who's here, as well as with our architect, IBI Group, who I think is also here as well. So thank you all for that as well. This center will be an access point for care and assistance for those at risk or those experiencing homelessness, along with our partner, Cumberland HealthNet. This project serves as a space for the greater community collaboration to deliver multiple services aimed at efficient and effective positive outcomes. Today, we're celebrating our partner, Cumberland HealthNet, stepping into the operations and management role of this facility. Passing the keys to them acknowledges we are transitioning from construction and upfitting to providing the much-needed services that we plan to offer here. My hope is that this project functions as a catalyst for our community to approach homelessness in Fayetteville holistically. We all have a part to play in addressing this issue of homelessness in our city, and it's up to us and our organizations to get deeply involved in creating solutions for care, altering lives, uplifting every member of our community as we go along. I'm excited for the additional services the Day Resource Center will bring and the commitment it represents and the long-lasting impacts it will have on Fayetteville. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce Tracy Colores, Community Development Director for North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resilience, who will also bring you additional words.
Thank you, Doug. I am Tracy Caloris, Director of Community Development for the North Carolina Office of Recovery and Resiliency, and our office has been working with the city since 2019. This was actually one of the very first projects that we signed on to in our efforts to invest federal dollars that have been awarded to the state for long-term recovery and resiliency in the aftermath of natural disasters like Hurricanes Matthew and Florence that have struck Cumberland County particularly hard. And we were inspired by this project and inspired by the leadership in the city that they would take on this project to renovate and rehabilitate an existing structure to provide vital services to those experiencing homelessness and serve as an emergency shelter in the event of future natural disasters. It's these kinds of projects that really help us feel like we are making an impact with the federal dollars that have been entrusted to our state. And that's why in this particular case, this project was our single largest budget for any of the $18 million in infrastructure projects that we have done with these dollars. And we appreciate the opportunity to speak to y'all today, but we're just, helping put the gas in the engine, and it's up to the folks in the leadership in this area that are serving the community to make it happen. We applaud them.
Thank you, Tracy, for those words, and thank you so much for your support. Before I turn it over to the mayor, followed by Councilmember Shaquila Ingram, within whose district this facility sits, I'd be remiss if I also did not thank our talented staff. Chris Cawley, where are you? And if I could also see Shakisha somewhere. Okay, she's not here, but if all of the other community and economic community development staff could just raise your hand. Thank you all so much for your help. And definitely last but not least, I'd thank Rob Stone for his support and his team's support in actually helping us get to this point as well. Thank you, Rob. So now I'd ask the mayor to come forward and offer words as well. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. What a wonderful day to be in the city of Fayetteville. I am so proud of the progress we've made. Although I'm not old like Doug to recall as far back as 2008 and 2009, it has been a journey. It was 4 to 5 years ago, I think, we took a trip. City council members and a few commissioners went up to Raleigh to look at the Oak City Cares model to see just the type of impact that it had on that community. And I said, why not Fayetteville? We are as great a place as any, if not better. We deserve and our citizens deserve the same type of level of service. So today to see this come to fruition with the dedication of the city council who stayed diligent to this cause, to the city manager and his team who he's mentioned that have played such a vital role in bringing resources together, to our partners at the state, Ms. Tracy and her team that have been a very committed partner along this journey. We all have an obligation and a duty. We are elected, we take an oath to represent everyone in our community, housed or unhoused, sheltered or unsheltered, with means or without. We have an obligation to take care of all of the people in our community, and we are proud to do that today. I do see our brethren from the county that we realize that this is nothing that the city can do alone and in and of itself, and so we are encouraged and will continue to encourage partnerships where they exist to help us to meet this great need. As mayor of the city of Fayetteville, I stand before you filled with immense pride and hope as we create a place where everyone has a chance to thrive regardless of their circumstances. The community identified a need, and we have worked tirelessly to bring this vision to life, knowing that it would require collective efforts of our community, dedicated organizations, and tireless work of numerous individuals. The Day Resource Center serves as a multidisciplinary service hub, providing critical assistance to those at risk or currently experiencing homelessness. Through this center, we aim to empower individuals, to uplift them, to guide them toward a brighter future and a better day. Access to basic amenities can make a significant difference in someone's lives, giving them a renewed sense of self-worth and self-belonging. This center will also play a vital role in enhancing our community's capability and capacity for disaster response. We know all too well what happens when a disaster strikes a community. By centralizing service providers and removing barriers created by transportation challenges, we will better be prepared to support and care for the most vulnerable residents during this time of crisis. I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to all of the individuals, all of the organizations that have worked and contributed by the creation and to the creation of the Day Resource Center. Your unwavering dedication and compassion have made this dream a reality. And today, as we pass the keys to our partners, let us remember that this is not the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new chapter in our ongoing commitment to fostering a more just and compassionate city. And I would like to say, in addition to this project, City Council voted by unanimous consensus last night to do a partnership with Step Up America, who will convert one of our local and existing hotels into a 150-plus bed facility and apartments to help people transition from a tough time to get back on the path. So again, I thank you and thank all of you for joining us today for this very momentous and special occasion. Thank you.
Okay. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Okay, well, it's other people back there. Happy Tuesday, everyone. All right, good to see you. Can we do something real quick? Can we give our city staff a round of applause, please? I asked you to do that because they are the first responders in this case as it relates to being able to bring something like this to our community. A lot of times in the community you'll hear, especially as we start to talk about our unhoused community, not in my front yard, not in my backyard. And I thank you all for being diligent, strong, fast, and seeing this through. I am Shaquila Ingram, Fayetteville City Council Representative for District 2, and I am overcome with joy on this day because it is a well-anticipated moment. The Day Resource Center has been a priority since I joined council and wanted to applaud everyone's commitment who worked diligently to make this into a reality, especially city staff and Councilwoman Banks McLaughlin. We've developed an opportunity to change lives and positively affect one of the largest social issues we face as a community, homelessness. Moreover, the people who have the opportunity to work inside this building will impact quality of life for individuals that may feel like everyone has given up on them. And in a time of need, it will increase our capacity to care for displaced and unsheltered residents during emergency disaster situations. This is a huge step in the right direction to assist those who are in need of resources and constantly underserved. I'm thankful that this is here. And I'm thankful to the community that said, let's make this happen, instead of not saying, not in my yard. Specifically, those who I represent District 2, I thank you for trusting us to do the right thing for this community. And it is my hope that I do know that the mayor stood up a homeless and mental health committee that is chaired by Councilmember Benavente, that they will hopefully be able to meet here so that the community attendees can see the work that is happening within this community. And I see that there are some community partners that will be working in this building already here today, so thank you for joining, and we look forward to you being here as well. We still have work to do, and we desperately need a community approach and for organizations to get involved. I want to end this with an undeniable indication of the city's commitment to finding solutions for every resident in Fayetteville. Thank you. Senior.
Now comes the real exciting part. If I could ask the mayor, along with council members present, and Al Foote of Cumberland Health Net to come forward for the passing of the keys. Or key. What would you like, Lauren?
Just in front of the screen, we'll drop this down. Sorry, Sherry. And then if you just stand on off to the side. Actually, let's do it in front of them. Yeah.
If I can get behind you on that. Too bad.
Okay, sir, key's yours.